Hello, Patreon, and welcome on the secret video of the week. I hope you're going to enjoy that. And we are with Nat, and I'm going to ask her what our service dog help her son thriving.
Hi, it's lovely to see you all. Um, so yeah, we have a service dog, an autism assistance dog called Shadow, and we trained her to support Tom. When he was younger, he used to run away, and one of the great things about Shadow is that we can attach her to Tom's waist, and so it would deter him from running because he had the dog attached to him. Um, but she's also been trained to calm him down when he's having a meltdown. So she will come and she'll lie on top of him, she'll lick him, and it's a bit of a distraction for him. Um, but it also where very sensory because she's warm, she's heavy, and so the grounding really helps. Um, and she's good for getting him out the house as well because he's very sedentary. He doesn't like moving that much. His ADHD is all in his head, and he'd rather just be a pudding than sit there. Um, but Shadow needs walks, so he's really got to get up and sort of it's his pet. He's got to deal with that and all the joys that comes with owning an animal. Um, but she's great. She can sense when he's starting to not feel great, and so she'll go into his room, she'll jump up while he's on his computer, and she just gives him that distraction that he needs and that interruption to whatever his thought patterns are. um yeah, she's everywhere. So we're currently on holiday at the moment down in London. She came on the train with us. She's in the hotel with us. She's currently lying down having a nap. Um, but if we didn't have Shadow, Tom wouldn't feel brave enough or able enough to leave the house. Um, and so it's opened his life up so much being able to have Shadow with him because she's like she's his support, she's his crutch. Um, and I mean, we've had her to the theatre, we had her at a concert, we were at a Hans Zimmer concert on Tuesday. She slept all the way through it, but every time Tom was getting a bit squirmy on the chair, she'd just give him a lick and reassure him, and then she'd go back to sleep again while all this music and lights are pounding. So it's great.
do, do you think it'll teach him a little bit more responsibility to take care of a dog?
A lot, yeah, definitely. But I think also it's taught him to be really proud of something. So when we go to a concert or to the theatre, he's really proud to say, well, this is Shadow and this is my dog. And it gives him something to talk about and a bit of common ground, which he wouldn't have going anywhere if he didn't have that. Um, I mean, he still goes round with, he's got a little teddy bear that always comes round in his pocket. So Teddy comes everywhere.
Mhm.
Um, and people aren't that keen on talking about Teddy and the adventures Teddy's been on, but they're more than happy to talk to Shadow and listen to what adventures Shadow's been on. And so it's a bit of safe common ground for him. Um, and it's quite interesting just to see the difference in people are like, I'm not talking about a teddy bear with a 15-year-old, but I'll talk about dogs.
So it gives him a little bit of normality in his
Yeah,
disability.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
So, do
yeah,
you want to share me a little bit more about the dog, or do you have something else that you want to share about it?
well, I tell you what, I can take you over and show her. She is quite asleep at the moment. Let's see if I can
Of
turn the
course.
camera around. Oh no, I turned that off. That's no good.
Take your
Yes.
time. It's okay. Oh, cute
Hi.
dog.
Oh, look, you're getting the hello and the paw. Yeah. Hi. Hi. You gonna say hello to everybody?
Did you add training before you get him?
So we did it through a charity because in the UK, children over 10-year-old, between 10-year-old and 18, are not allowed to apply for service dogs
Hmm.
because they feel that they're too unstable during their teenage years, which actually flies in the face because that's when kids need them the most, is when they're
Hmm.
when they're going through teenagers. Um, so we worked with a charity called Dogs for Good, and they trained us so that we could train our own dog. So we sourced Shadow ourselves, um, and then we took her through the training that we needed that was specific for Tom. So the when he would run away and the calming him when he needed, and so we could train her for anything. What's really bizarre is we haven't trained her to smell out seizures, but if I have a seizure or I'm about to go into one, she'll wake me up and she'll wake Nathan up, or she will warn whoever is around us that that's going to happen, um, which is really bizarre but very helpful.
Hmm.
So yeah, she has a dual role in our lives.
So I was surprised to see that your dog was not an average elf dog, that big
No.
Labrador, etc. And can you tell me why you choose that race beside another one that's normally do that task?
Yeah, so normally in the UK, and I guess with you guys too, it would be golden retrievers or Labradors.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but both Tom and Nathan are allergic to dogs that shed. So Shadow is a cockapoo. She's a cocker spaniel crossed with a poodle, and they don't shed. So they're classed as hypoallergenic, and the boys aren't allergic to her. So we were able to get a dog that we knew they wouldn't be allergic to, but because they've got poodle in them, they're very trainable. And so that's why we went for a cockapoo.
That's amazing. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for telling me a little bit more about your dog and
no
his
problem.
training. Thank you so much for sharing that with me and for with you guys Patreon. Thank you again for supporting me by a monthly donation. It really helped me just try the show and getting better. And if you see that video on my YouTube open, is because it passed 3 months before after I published it originally for my Patreon. So yeah, it's normal that you do see that 3 months later. So thank you so
Fine.
much again, Kat, for being
No
here, and I'll
problem.
see you
Thank you for
soon.
asking
Bye.
me. Bye.